Ladies and gents, welcome to the latest episode of 5v4 Introduces. This week, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by the marvelous JoeyGamez. Thanks for joining me, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate being here, man. How are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you. I'm very well. It's great to have you on. I know you've just had quite a big milestone on Twitch, isn't it? Was it around 600 followers? Is that right?
Oh no, it was 1,000. 1,000 is still
Thousand. Where did I get
1,000
600 from? My bad. 1,000 is insane.
I know.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
It was crazy. When I saw that number, I was on someone's stream and I was supporting her. I don't know if you know her, Paige
Mhm.
Senpai. Oh man, she has amazing streams. I was on her stream and two of her supporters and followers were like, "Bing, bam, boom! I see you're 999," and then the last person was like, "Bam, 1,000." And I'm like, "Holy!"
Yeah,
I
a
was like, "Oh my
thousand.
god!"
That is
That night,
amazing.
that night was something. Like as soon as I got that 1,000, I think I celebrated. I celebrated with playing some Fortnite the same nights.
I mean, you've got to do something big for that. I mean, 1,000 is insane. Like, how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming since November of last year.
Yeah, so 1,000 in just over 4 months.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of did something like I did a couple of things here and there with my channel. There was like a kind of like celebratory, a mini celebratory stream with my girlfriend that I had the other
Mhm.
night. And then on last Sunday, I had my friend who's actually a guitar player, singer, songwriter, perform on stream and everything. That was a great stream, and he really enjoyed himself there. I'm thinking of having that becoming a monthly thing for him.
Yeah.
The only thing is that I need to upgrade my microphone, probably to get an XLR mic, and I probably
Mhm.
need an audio mixer for him, so that way his guitar sound can sound a little bit more crisper.
Yeah.
Because it sounded nice, but he definitely I don't like it when the guitar sound is playing through my USB mic, which is not a bad mic. But it just I want to give him the best coverage so that way everyone can listen to him, and he's gonna have an album out soon this year, so I want him to have as much exposure as possible. So
Yeah. That sounds like a brilliant idea. And it's something nobody else is doing, as far as I'm aware, anyway. There's very little um, live music kind of mixed in with the kind of stuff that you normally see, like the battle royales, the platform games, and all
mhm.
that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah,
to,
especially with the people that we know, for
mhm.
sure.
Yeah, definitely, it's always good to do something different. What made you start streaming?
What made me start streaming is
Mhm.
that I actually was jobless for a little bit. It wasn't for too long. I'm a nurse, and I was working in open heart surgery and everything like that. I was in like open heart ICU,
Yeah,
stuff like that. I recovered patients from surgery itself. And I just took like a little bit of a month hiatus, basically, from that job. I just wasn't happy. I was working nights,
yeah,
and I was just like, hey, I want to try something. I spoke to my I spoke to my girlfriend about it. Of course, you know how
mhm.
women are. They're like they're severely doubtful. She's like, what do you think is going to come out of this? And I said, I don't know. I had already built a PC. My friend over here in Jersey had already built a PC for me. So I was like, I think it's strong enough to stream and game at the same time,
Mhm.
with like certain games and everything like that. Plus, I have consoles. I invested in a graphics card and everything like that. Like I came in guns blazing, camera, lights, everything.
Yeah,
Like I didn't have these lights right over here when I first started, but and my overlays had been like kind of like changing here and there, but
mhm.
like now it's like to the point where I'm like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like for a very long time.
Yeah,
I got everything all set up. But in regards to starting, it was rough, man. It was very, very rough at first. Like I've had zero viewer streams for like at least a month or two.
mhm.
Like I would just stream to no one and I would just be like, okay, what can I do? So then I started making YouTube videos. I mean, they weren't a lot. Like I just made my third one recently.
Mhm.
Um, but I've been and I made a Twitter. Twitter is the way for streamers, man. that is a powerful tool, dude. Oh
Yeah.
my God. That that is crazy stuff, man. And most recently too, I made a TikTok, and apparently that's a big thing too. Apparently, all the kids love TikTok, man. I don't know what it is. Like, it's so easy to use too with like the editing features inside
Mhm.
TikTok. It's crazy, man. So like I use a lot of that with like my game clips, and like I even use it for like IRL stuff, like working out and like my dogs and like
Yeah.
work related stuff. So I think like if there's like one big tip when it comes to like streaming, it's like use all these other social media platforms, because that's how you're going to get your name out there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Are we going to see any JoeyGamez TikTok dances?
Oh man. I was talking about before with my girlfriend Brianna. Um and she'd be more than willing to, but you know how girls are. She's got to get her makeup done. She's gotta make sure she's got the right hair that day. She's got to make sure she's plumping up everything, making sure everything's okay. And I'm like, listen, when you're ready, I'm ready. So I could dance. I look like a fool for anyone, honestly. I love to laugh at myself. I love to laugh at others. Because if you're not laughing and enjoying what you're doing, then why are you doing what you're doing, you know?
Exactly, exactly. And I think you made a really good point about sometimes streaming to little to no viewers starting out. And I think
Yes.
that's one thing. If anybody is watching and considering starting, it's like don't be
Mhm,
disheartened. Like it
mhm.
happens. There'll be some streams where you'll have 20 people in there. There'll be some
Yep.
streams where you have two or three. And just go with it and keep at it. And as long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it is very deeply discouraging.
Mm.
Um, Even with 1,000, like there are some nights where I only have like two or three, and I'm like, okay, this it kind of like in the back of your head, it's like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, where is
Yeah.
everyone? But like at the same time too, you have to realize that like the people that are following you and that are supporting you, they're there, but like they have other life
Hmm.
conditions. Like I totally understand that as a full-time nurse, and the stuff that I have to do. The
Yeah.
stuff that I have to do today is absolutely insane. I'm here now. I have to do some other errands later, but like, and I still have to still have to do something else later. It's like in the back of my mind, I have all these things going on, and that's how other people's lives are too. Because you know, a lot of people think and expect that all their once you get that follow, it's like an automatic viewer, and that's not
Yeah.
always the case. Um, and it's just I think that misconception of that really brings people down, and I kind of like I had that before, and I'm like, forget about it. I know that the people that are following me are real people. They're not like bots, and they're gonna like try and like view you whenever
Yeah.
you're alive, because that's not real. That's not realistic at all. The fact of the matter is that you want to make your name known out there, and it just takes time. Nothing good ever comes from rushing, and I really like to. I've been saying that a lot recently too, even at work. um, but it's the truth, because a lot of people have a lot of like people like personally too. Like just yesterday, um, someone came up to me in my Instagram and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start streaming," and I'm like, "Okay, like." I hope you have everything, like you got your PC and everything all set up. He's like,
Mm.
"Yeah, man, I got my logo. I'm gonna, like, when can I start my merch store?" I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, buddy, like,
Yeah.
take it easy now. You didn't
Hmm.
even have your first stream yet. How do you expect to put up a merch store without your first stream? That's crazy." Like
Yeah.
I didn't start my first merch store till I reached 1,000 at least, because that's when I knew I'm like, this is probably appropriate for me,
Hmm.
because now all these people know about me. At least they don't know everything about me, but they know about me.
Yeah.
Um, and I really wanted to make it known that, hey, listen, that merch, and man, the designers for this merch is great too. I really love the fact that I have these designs that were made for me, and I feel truly blessed with the people that I've met in order to make that a thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, we'll include the link in the description of the video as well. We'll definitely get that out there. Um, in terms of Twitch, what's been the best thing about your Twitch experience so far?
The best thing about my Twitch experience, honestly, is it's meeting people like yourself. It's just meeting a whole bunch of supportive people. Um, Honestly, the amount of followers that I have that are also streamers is crazy. And the fact that they come out from their day, from not only streaming and also their real life stuff,
Yeah.
but to also see me play video games and probably look stupid on Twitch. It's amazing, dude. Like the
Mhm.
fact that people are like they're so friendly and they're like so kind to even give you just a few minutes of their time is absolutely amazing, and I love that
Yeah.
from this community. I haven't met honestly, I haven't met anyone toxic. I would
Mhm.
say there was a couple instances here and there where I'm just like I had to shake my head and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna hit you with the band hammer real quick. But
Yeah.
other than that, like it's not all perfect. But other than that, like the amount of support from other streamers has been absolutely insane. Like I would have never thought that at all.
Yeah. Everybody's very appreciative of what everybody's trying to do as well, because everybody, regardless of what stage they're at, has been in the same boat as you at some point.
Yeah.
Um, and nobody's a pro gamer. Like we do
No.
it because we enjoy it and we
Yeah.
want to share that with people. And I think that's where this community comes into its own. We don't expect brilliant gameplay. We're here because we like the person and we want to kind of join in with whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I make fun of the pro gaming scene, honestly. Sometimes I call it the forehead gaming situation. I'm sorry, my dog just came in my room. um, what do you call it? I call it the forehead gaming because, like, like I know that they're great gamers and everything like that. But I don't I understand how they gained the viewers that they got and everything like that. And I'm not making fun of them because of that. It's just like I don't know, like the presentation, it's just weird to me. Like the fact that like 20 something, 30,000 viewers can look at someone play video games very well, but then their camera is like at their forehead, and
Yeah,
I'm
Nick
just like,
Merckx is notorious for that, isn't he?
well, you know what's I love Nick Merckx.
Mm.
He's got a freaking great personality. Him and Tim the Tap Man are really great people.
Yeah.
But Nick Merckx is definitely guilty of the forehead gaming and swag. The thing with swag is that he's great. Like he's a great COD player. But like he doesn't have the personality as Nick Merckx.
Mm.
I'm not trying to like throw any hate or anything like that, but
No,
I
it's
don't know. I don't know, man. The whole forehead gaming thing. I don't know.
uh, I wouldn't mind showing off my forehead for 60,000 viewers every
I,
stream.
hey,
If you
listen.
can get it, man.
Hey, man, if you could get it, man. Listen, I think I just have to tear up Warzone by myself every once in a while, I guess.
Absolutely. Um, so what's your aim? Now you've hit 1,000. What's the aim
Yes.
for the stream?
I think the aim for the stream for right now, again, it's definitely getting like just upgrading everything from here on out. In regards to getting that, I'm really in on that vision of just getting that mixer and getting a new mic. Just making sure that I'm just like perfecting everything, every little
Yeah.
thing, and it's not going to be like a big rush to everything. Like I know that's going to come in time because
Mhm.
money doesn't grow on trees,
No,
honestly.
it's
um,
it's not a cheap industry to kind of to
no.
invest in either. Everything
Jesus.
costs.
How much is a 3060 now? Even a 3060, which is the lowest tier of like the graphics cards, I think can run you by at least $1,000.
Mm.
Couldn't even imagine what a 3080 is. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I just want to like perfect everything in
Mm.
regards to the stream quality itself, and I think I'm there. I'm almost there at a visual perspective, but
Yeah.
I think with audio, I think there's a little bit of things I have to
Mm.
perfect, and just like overall, just like getting my merch sales up there, um and and the rest will hopefully follow through in regards to followers. And
Yeah.
it's not really so much about the followers, so much for me it's more about the viewers,
Yeah.
because I really want to get that viewer average up personally. Um so I doing that by any means in regards to social media platforms, just uh branching out and throw on my Discord link
Yeah.
out there for people and everything like that. So that way they know the type of community that I have in regards to on stream, outside of the stream, everything like that. So
Nice. Um, growing up, you graduated in New Jersey, didn't you? Is that where you grew up originally as
yes,
well? You always said New
yes,
Jersey.
yes. Born and raised in Jersey. Yes, sir.
Nice. What were your interests growing up? What would mini Joey
My
Games be doing?
Oh man, many Joey Games would probably be watching WWE. I mean, oh
Yes.
my bro, like
Which era did you
Stone.
grow up with?
What era did I grow up with? I
Mm,
grew up with mainly. I grew up with the not the I mean, I knew the people from the Attitude Era. I knew Stone Cold and The Rock and everything like
yeah.
that. But it was the era after that. I think it was called Ruthless Aggression.
Mhm.
John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Booker T, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio. I grew up with those guys.
Nice.
And then I grew up a little bit with the PG era, like Daniel Bryan, CM
Mhm.
Punk, Kofi Kingston was coming up there. He's still these guys are still around too.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Rey Mysterio. Oh my god, he's like I think he's like close to 50. This guy, and he's fighting
that,
with his son.
that man's been doing it for some time. You're making
Oh
me
my
feel old though.
god.
I grew up with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and like
Oh no,
Macho Man Randy Savage.
those guys are great too. Oh my god, dude, WrestleMania. In that era, probably the best WrestleMania of that time. Can I say WrestleMania 10 is the one with Stone Cold. Wait, what's that? WrestleMania 10 was Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, correct or no? No,
Oh
WrestleMania
God.
10 was Bret Hart versus Owen Hart.
Mhm.
That that started WrestleMania, I think. I think that was the first match in WrestleMania 10, and that was a barn burner of a match.
So WWE growing up was your thing, yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was my thing. Obviously gaming, but more
Mhm.
specifically Pokemon. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a big RPG person. A lot of people make fun of like most recently I've been playing a lot of shooters because in my Discord community, they're like, Joey doesn't play shooters. I do play shooters. I've been
Yeah.
playing a lot of Fortnite recently on stream. And I've been playing a lot of Apex too off stream as
Mhm.
well. Trying to get a little bit better in regards to that. But my bread and butter really is RPGs. I love RPGs. It could be Final Fantasy 10, greatest game of all time. No competition, hands down. My favorite game ever.
Was that your game
Second,
changing game? Everybody
that
has
was
one, don't they? Have that one game that literally
that
blew you away.
that was my game changing. That was a big life changing game for me. Most specifically because I had a cousin that lived with us. I've been in the same house for like 20 plus years. So I lived in this room that I'm in right now. It's my office, but this room was, I think it was everyone's room. This was my sister's room. This was my room. This was my sister and my room. Like it was absolutely like the amount of memories that I've had on this second floor apartment is crazy. Um and the my cousin actually got Final Fantasy 10 back when it came out. He had the classic PS2 and everything like that, and I would watch him play Final Fantasy 10, and I'm like, dude, this game is absolutely insane. I saw him play Final Fantasy 7 as well, but I wasn't as attached.
Yeah.
Cloud is like kind of like your model generic, I guess, playboy type character. He's supposed to be like that suave. But Titus, for me, man, dude, he was like very relatable in a lot of situations that he was in. He was always trying to get the girl, and he was trying to get Yuna, but then there's this jerk Seymour in the way with his crazy blue hair. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like Titus is a way better character, and like, he's got a cool backstory. He plays blitzball. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Cut him some slack, Yuna. And but
Nice.
the whole thing with Final Fantasy is that it played exactly like Final Fantasy 10 in particular. It played like Pokemon. So
Yeah.
like whenever you get something like that, for me, I'm like easily the light comes on. I'm like, dude, I gotta play this. I gotta play this. So then I finally played it. I played the remaster for PS3 and I beat it. and I swear to God, I bawled at the end. I'm not spoiling it for anyone who hasn't beaten it. But I swear I cried in front of my older brother. He's like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "Dude, this ending is absolutely amazing." It was game changing, man. It
Yeah.
was so great. And dude, like that those kind of stories for me, like I'm a big story RPG type guy. Probably my second favorite game of all time, and it's because it has my favorite superhero, Batman Arkham City. I mean, that sheesh, that story alone
Yeah.
is great with what happens with the Joker and everything like that. It's great. It's great.
You can't beat a good story game like The Last of Us as well, when it gets you kind of
Oh,
really invested in the story and stuff happens. I'm like, I need
just
to find out what happens next. Like,
a little quick side note here, 5v4. Um how did you like Last of Us 2?
I'm halfway through. I'm not
Okay.
as like kind of taken as I was the first one.
Okay.
But there's parts in it, not spoiling it for anybody, where I'm like, as
Hmm.
if they've done that.
Hmm.
um, but it's on the list to finish.
Okay. Okay. Because what you call it? I remember playing it, and that beginning, I actually played it with my girlfriend. She was basically backseat gaming with me, and she didn't even watch me play the first one. And she's like, "Why did they do that?"
Yeah,
And you know what scene
we
I'm
know
talking
the bit
about.
that we're talking about
Yep.
as well. Yeah.
She's like, "Why did they do that?" And I'm like, "Do you even know?" And she's like, I do."
Oh yeah.
She Googled it like before it happened. So, and I was like, yeah, that's how good of a character,
Mhm.
man. Like, you know who is. So,
Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant story. I stopped playing the first one because I didn't want to finish it too quick. I still wanted to be
yes.
able to go back to it, so I kind of took 2 months out and like, I'm not
Mhm.
touching it.
But
Um,
you did finish the first
oh
one.
yeah, yeah, finished it. It's just I was like, I'm gonna hammer this in like 2 days, and it's gonna be
Hmm.
done. And then I'm gonna be really upset that I've got nothing. I can't keep going back to it. So, um, so away from streaming. So you mentioned
Yes.
you're a nurse. Um,
Yes.
how was that during COVID?
Oh man, dude. So the whole big spikes when it comes to when it came to COVID. I so the job that I left, I actually started the same year. And I thought, more money, more, more pay,
Yeah,
everything like that. Um, Turns out I didn't really get a proper orientation in regards to that job because COVID hit
yeah.
that March. So I started in January and it hit in March. So I didn't really get a proper orientation in general. If I'm being honest, it's like one of those hospitals where it's like too big and like they don't really offer a lot of learning. I mean, I did have open heart experience prior, but still like it wasn't all that great. Um, so my orientation got pushed back because of COVID. I worked the COVID floor a couple of times. The first time I opened up the COVID ICU, one of the COVID ICUs, there was like 9 of them. That's how bad it was in
Yeah.
in that county that I worked in. Um, and the first day that I worked there, 2 days later, I got COVID symptoms. I was out for a week. They didn't give me the full 2 weeks because
Yeah.
I tested negative, even though I still felt like crap.
Mhm.
So because I tested negative, they told me to come back to work ASAP because I guess they couldn't afford a lot of nurses leaving because there was a lot of nurses already out with it.
Yeah.
Um, so that was that. And then and then the day that I came back, guess where I went to again? The same COVID ICU that I went to before. Oh, it was very, very hectic. And our unit that we worked in turned into a COVID med surge unit, which
Mhm.
is basically just like, COVID patients that are able to walk and talk and everything like that.
Yeah.
Um, so we were stationed inside of inside of a unit that had no windows, that
Mm.
had no TVs for our patients to watch. We didn't even have our own patient, hardly any of our own patients. The only cardiothoracic patients that came to us were emergent ones. So like, you got your emergent ascending aortic like dissections and everything like
Mhm.
that. Like very, very poor heart failure patients that are like on the cusp of like dying.
Yeah.
Those types of patients. And like those were very far and few in between. So a lot of the patients that we had weren't even our own. We had to like branch out and call different departments, and it was very, 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 very crazy those few
Yeah.
months from March to, I'm gonna say, to June, because at that time they opened back surgery in around like early June, and that's where things started to pick up again. And it was good for a time, but then I started working nights again, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't do the
Yeah.
whole night. I can't do the whole night thing anymore because I did nights before, and again the pay was great, but it was to the point where it was like stressing out my body, and I was just like, I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So
You've got to look after number one. But I mean, being right on front line when it was peaking, it
yes.
must have been scary because it was kind of this unknown
Oh
unknown
my
entity
god.
that was going around like wiping people out across the world.
I was
We know a
going
lot
to
about
sleep.
it.
Yeah, I was going to sleep thinking that I had it like all the time. I was afraid. So like I would go to sleep not knowing where I'd be going the next day, or I would go to sleep knowing or thinking, um, oh my God, like what if I have it and I'm giving it to my family?
Yeah.
Because my mom has had it. She, she said that she's had it 3 times. I think she probably had it twice.
Mhm.
Um, She'd had it twice. The last time that she had it, she unfortunately I found her in my basement, like heavy breathing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I gotta send you to the hospital.
Yeah, definitely.
So and she was there for 5 days. She's doing a lot better, a lot
Good.
better than she was before.
That's good.
Hopefully she'll start back. She's a nurse as well,
Yeah.
so
So it runs in the
hopefully
family.
it runs in the family. I'm a nurse. My girlfriend's a nurse. My mom's a nurse, and my dad's an X-ray tech. So all
Oh,
the whole medical field is here, man.
yeah. And you know what, the whole kind of nursing environment, and I don't know if it's the same in the US, but
Mm.
over here they don't get the pay and recognition that they should do. And during, especially during the last year,
Mhm.
everything you guys in the nursing community have done has been absolutely outstanding to kind of keep plugging away, keep going into work, putting yourself in potential harm's way to look after people is phenomenal. So really well done.
Thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I really do, man. It's been a crazy road, in regards to COVID and everything like that, but the numbers are coming down a little bit over, like they've been seesawing here and there. I
Yeah,
think the other week it was pretty down low, and then this week it was like it kind of spiked up again.
yeah. We've got light at the end
So
of the tunnel now, though, don't we?
yeah, we do. Yeah, we definitely do with the vaccines and everything like that. I was going to ask you, how's the vaccine distribution going on over there for
I
you?
mean, it's going. I think it's just everybody waits for their letter or their text to say that theirs is ready, kind of thing. So I know a few
Mhm.
people that have had it, and a few have had no symptoms. A few it's kind of wiped them out for a few days, but I think everybody's just wanting to get back to normal now, and they're kind of just let's just get on with it. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's get life back to normal, and we can kind of go out and start seeing each other again and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll happen fairly soon.
Mhm. That sounds
Um,
great, man.
so away from work and nursing, I noticed on your Instagram you are
Yes.
a bit of a sneakerhead.
Oh man.
When did
Yes,
that
I am.
start? That is an expensive business to be in.
Oh my God. So, and my girlfriend has been telling me about it, like even before streaming. She's like, you should probably start like a sneaker store or something. But like now it's a little crazy with the bots because the bots are pretty expensive now. Like
Mhm.
one bot could run you up to like almost close to 500, maybe even more, maybe up to a grand.
Yeah.
But I started sneaker collecting when I got my first nursing job. I was like, man, I got money now. So when I was in college, I was wearing, the same 3, 4 beat up shoes.
Mhm.
You know how it is, poor college stuff. Um, no one really cared about your sneaker game in college for me, for my major in nursing, because like everyone was just there just to pass.
Yeah.
um but like, I was always curious about sneakers and stuff like that. Excuse me. And what you call it, I always knew that like I love like J's and like stuff
Mhm.
like that. So it started off with Jordans, and I was like, yo, these sneakers are amazing. And then I got into Adidas, and their sneakers are super duper comfy, like the Ultra Boost and everything like that. And
Yeah.
then it got to Yeezys, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm in it for the long haul now,
Yeah.
because once you get into sneakers like Yeezys and everything like that, the harder to get
Mhm.
sneakers, you're like, okay, man, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, my sneaker collection though has been it's kind of taken a big halt in regards to getting more and everything like that. I think my last pair of sneakers, I'm looking back at them right now.
Mhm.
I think my last pair that I got was probably like a pair of like LeBrons, and
Yeah.
they're like maybe like $30 over retail or something like that, because they're the Laker colorway. So,
Mhm. What's
the
your favorite
Lakers.
pair?
My favorite pair. Whew, my favorite pair. I can probably. Are you cool with me bringing them up
Yeah,
right
man.
now?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, this is my favorite pair. I just want to make sure I have it here.
Mhm.
So this is my favorite pair. These are my Travis Scott ones.
Oh, Travis Scott ones. Nice.
These are my favorite pairs of sneakers because this I bought for myself.
Mhm.
I didn't pay all of the money with cash. I was able to trade in a couple of sneakers. I traded in, I think like I say a couple, but it was a lot more than a couple. I traded in at least like 8 or 10 pairs of sneakers for this,
Yeah.
and and a little bit of cash on top, and I was able to get this for myself for my birthday.
They are
Um,
beautiful.
they're gorgeous, man. I love these sneakers. I don't wear them a lot,
Yeah.
but that's because of, the just genuine pristine type thing that's going on with the sneaker
Yeah.
culture and everything like that. I wear my sneakers. That's what drives me crazy, is that like sneakerheads, they say, "Man, I got so many sneakers, man," but like they don't wear their sneakers, like I do. I wear my
Yeah.
sneakers like there's some dirt on these sneakers, dude. And I've worn them a couple of times. So,
They're shoes that you
um
really have to plan in advance when you're going to wear them. Like you need to
yes.
check the weather. Is it ever going to
Hmm.
rain at some point when I'm going to be outside? Like I'm not taking a chance with these.
Yeah, I don't wear my like these sneakers. I don't wear them out in like crazy weather or anything like
Yeah. Oh
that.
no.
But
Absolutely
but
not.
I do wear them in nice days, and I do wear them in nice occasions. The last time
Yeah.
I wore these, uh I wore these with my girlfriend. We went to a nice winery over in New York State, I
Nice.
believe. Oh wait, no, in Long Island. And it was really nice. It was
Yeah.
a really nice day.
Amazing. All right. And so to finish off, I always like to do kind
Yes.
of something a little bit fun. And I've got for you, I've got 5 questions, literally just quick fire either or questions. So,
Got it.
and I've kind of tailored them to what I found out about you and the things that I know already. So,
Okay.
cardio or weights?
Weights, hands
Yeah.
down.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation, hands down.
All right. MJ or LeBron?
Damn. That's hard.
Mhm.
That's hard because I didn't really grow up with MJ, but I know I know the legacy.
Yeah. And I seen the jersey you bought as well.
I gotta go with MJ. I love LeBron.
Yeah.
I actually like Kobe a little bit more than LeBron. But MJ ahead of both of those guys.
Yeah. All right. Jordans or Yeezys?
I think I might get some flack on this. I'm gonna go with Yeezys. I'm going with Yeezys.
Wow.
I'm going with Yeezys just based on comfort. If
Okay,
it was
we can do that.
comfort first when it comes to sneakers, man.
Good choice. And last one, Marvel or DC?
Yo, these are hard. Yo,
They are.
these last three are hard, bro.
Mhm.
Oh, man. DC.
DC. All right.
DC. DC.
And final word,
Mm.
Crocs. Yes or no?
Absolutely. I wear Crocs at work. I
Nice.
so
Thought we'd
I'm
get that
so
from an official sneakerhead first.
so yes with a little asterisk on the top of the yes, and should be the asterisk should say only at work.
Yeah, I can agree with
Like
that.
if I see anyone wear Crocs outside of work, I instantly flame them. Like it's not even. I will make fun of you. Like if I don't make fun of you on the spot, then I'll like talk crap about you behind your back. I'll be like, yo, dude, get this Croc mentality out of here. Don't wear that outside of your home or work. Because I have Crocs at work and they're really comfy. I get
Mhm.
it, but
Not in
at the end of
public.
no, no, not at all.
Oh, that is brilliant. I've really enjoyed that. JoeyGamez, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining me. I've had the best time. That has been brilliant.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you having me, man. This was an absolute blast, man. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime, anytime. Keep doing what you're doing. 1,000 followers already, and I'm sure it's only going to go from strength to strength.
Awesome, man. I'm praying and hoping, man. Every day is a journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Massive thank you to JoeyGamez for joining me. I had a feeling that one could have lasted for hours if we had enough time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. A great guy to speak to and a great streamer to watch. Go and check him out if you can do. Check out the merch store and let me know what you think. We've got some amazing guests coming up. Please let me know in the comments if there's anybody that you will really want to see, and I'll try and make it happen. And don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.